here at the 2011 Sundance Film Festival, and we're so excited to have him back in the evening hour. This is a film that fully transported us into its Appalachian setting, allowing us to share in its warmth and affection for not only this place, but these beautiful damaged characters, while also depicting the circumstances that imperil their lives and community. We're just really proud to share this empathetic, layered film with our Sundance audiences, and I am so happy to welcome to the stage Director of the Evening Hour, Braden.
Thank you so much. It's an unbelievable honor to be back here with this film and with the family that made it, with my family in the audience. It is just incredibly meaningful to all of us. On behalf of all of us, the cast, crew, our friends from Kentucky that are here, and all the other artists and filmmakers that Sundance has given this kind of opportunity to have. Thank you to the programmers, the Institute staff, all the volunteers who make this festival run. Robert Redford and his vision. The world has felt a little dark at times lately, and the opportunity that Sundance has created for so much light to shine for so many years, and for people to come together around that light as we are here, I think it's really significant and really meaningful, and it, in some ways dovetails with the ethos of which this film was made. So thank you for that. It's a huge thank you. So look, the truth is this film isn't mine. It's ours. It belongs to the family that made it. It belongs to many of whom are here in this room, and I can't wait to introduce you to them after the film. It also belongs to the landscape and lives that we encountered in and around Harlan County, Kentucky, and the time that we spent there. And now, after all this time and toil and years that we put into it, it's yours. You're going to help us complete it right here, right now, in this room tonight. And so really, I thank you all for being here and joining us and helping us to finish this movie here. I wanted to sign off just by saying we do have a lot of people that came out from Harlan to be here tonight. And to you guys, it's incredibly meaningful that you're here with us. You welcomed us into your landscape, as I said, in your lives, in your homes, and your hearts. And you gave us your friendship and your trust. And you taught us. And you changed us. And for all that and so much more, we're just incredibly thankful. You welcomed us into your world, and maybe all together, we're all here on one team now, we can welcome you into ours. So thank you all for coming to watch the film. Thank you for opening your eyes and hearts to it, and we can't wait to come back and talk to you in the hour.
The Director of the Evening Hour, Braden.
Thank you so much, everybody. Let's get this family up here. I'd like to start with Philip Ettinger, who played he's coming. We're going to bring Kerry Rose, Cosmo Jarvis. And we have Charlie Carson, Stacy Martin. Come on down. Really screaming, Lili Taylor. Michael Trotter in the role of Reese. Marc Menchaca as Eversley. Partridge, Randy, come on down. Shelton as Ellen. And Hoyt Taylor. And the world live streamers. So we're going to bring producers Derrick, Tseng, and Joaquin, and our Harlan guide, guru, and mentor Robert Guy. Please come join us. Our screenwriter Elizabeth Palmore. Author of the novel Partridge. excellent performance as a diner patron, I might add. And let's see who I got here next on this list. Composer Michael Krasner. Been working with that guy since 1993. And then, last but not least, Declan Quinn, director of photography. So the next thing I'd like to do before we get started is get our Harlan, Kentucky contingent to stand up so we can recognize you. So recognize some people for the film. Aaron Hackhart's here, contributed 3 songs to the record. God bless you all. Thank you very much. And then our fabulous supporting actors that are in the audience tonight. Please stand up if you're here. There we go. Thank you guys so much. Everett. And then anyone else who worked on this film in any way, we want to recognize you and stand up, please. If you're on this crew, no matter what you did, thank you for being part of this family. We want to call out editors Joe Krings and Andy Hafitz, who certainly couldn't put this together without. So thank you all very much.
All right, let's jump into the Q&A. I'm going to start things off. If any point you have a question, please just raise your hand. We would love to hear from you. I mean, I think something that is really special about the film is how immersed in this town and this world we feel as we watch the film. I'd love for you to talk about how you created that feeling and also how you might have reached out to and worked with the local community in the making of the film.
Well, Robert Guyton and our other friends that are here from Kentucky get a lot of credit for that. As I mentioned in the intro, they were our guides and teachers and collaborators and friends who I think we're going to probably be around the rest of our lives. But a lot of the way that I come from a nonfiction background, and a lot of the way that I tend to work is involves kind of following the breadcrumbs. And it was like that when I read Carter's novel. It sort of felt like the book was speaking to me even outside its story in terms of the way it talked about the land and the people who inhabit it. And then there was a process of traveling throughout the region. My background's in photography and music, and I spent a lot of time driving and photographing and looking and listening to people. And then we were lucky enough to meet this guy who kind of helped us find our home and introduced us to a lot of people who took really good care of us. And I think, I don't know, maybe you can talk a little bit about how that collaboration went well.
Well, I remember we would really like to have, we'd had a movie shot in our community, and it went real well, and we wanted to have another one. And so Braden came, and what I remember is I always have been afraid to put a hat on a bed, and that's because of Drugstore Cowboy, that Gus Van Sant movie, because they were doing real good ripping off all these drugstores, and then somebody left a hat on the bed, which he had a real bad superstition against, and then things just started going haywire. And people started dying, and they started getting caught. And I remember saying something about a hat on the bed, and Braden goes, "Yes, Drugstore Cowboy." And I really think that that's why they came to Harlan. That and a bunch of liquor. We got him real liquored up the first night he came, and it's just the magic of cinema, I guess. I don't know.
A lot of films, particularly about this region, kind of sort of rely on sort of stereotypes, and this film is full of really beautiful, complex characters. I'd love to know if that's something that you were cognizant of, or that was important to you. It's really sort of a question I think that anyone who would like to might like to speak about.
Let's do it this way. Here's what I'm going to do. We'll go this way for a second, and we'll go this way. All that starts with Carter's book and Elizabeth's script, and then it ends with the way that these actors here brought these characters to life. So, Carter, maybe you can talk a little bit about where you started, and you can talk a little bit about the adaptation, and then we'll see whoever who wants to
talk about.
Yeah, I actually started writing a book in around 2004. So it's been a really long journey. It was published in 2012, and I did a lot of research and meeting people and talking to people as well in Appalachia. But I really wanted to create these characters who felt complicated and flawed, but empathetic, and especially in exploring the relationships that Cole has with all of the characters, the women and the men in the novel. So, and then Elizabeth did this beautiful job of her adaptation.
Well, it was an amazing job to have because I read this book and made a few inappropriate comments about how I do anything to get to work on this. What was so important, I think, to Carter and also myself is to work on something that shows that we're all each other's keepers and that it's really easy when you don't live in a place to have lots of ideas on what you think that people are like there. And what was important to us, and in this adaptation process, was to keep the characters rich and dynamic and grounded, but also recognizable. Because it's so easy for us to sit and say, well, that's not my problem, that's not my life. And we wanted to make compelling characters that told a true story and of a real life. And then we got this cast that then, illuminated it in a beautiful way. So.
Yeah, I mean, kind of everything that you guys said. I read it, and it was a story that everyone was just trying to survive, and the relationships weren't defined one way or the other. Kind of people are just trying to live their lives and figure things out, and I know it was really interesting. So much of the script was unsaid, and that was really exciting to me when I read it.
Yeah, it was just great writing and had a very bespoke feel to it, which was nice, and in great detail, and that was very attractive, I suppose, and just, yeah, that's great writing.
Does anyone want to ask a question?
Yeah, do we have any audience questions? Please. Yes, please.
I was wondering if Carter read the book Hillbilly Elegy.
This is a question about if Carter read the book Hillbilly Elegy.
I actually haven't read the book yet, but I know a lot of people have feelings about the book, so I'm going to turn it over to Robert, because I feel like
Yes, I have read the book.
I will take the opportunity to say it's very gratifying to hear that. And we talked a lot with Andy and Joe. I thought about the movie a lot like music, and the music in the movie is incredibly important. Working with Michael on the way we did on the score, the idea of a lot of the film revolves around kind of disruption and distortion within great beauty, and he brought that to the score that they put together. It was really beautiful. And Joe and Andy did beautiful work in terms of weaving that together, and we talk about music a lot. And so the fact that it came through that way, thank you.
I was wondering how this process might have changed any one of your perspectives of Appalachia in general, what you might have known about it before versus how you perceive it now.
So this is a question about how this process might have changed any impressions you might have had about Appalachia before and now after the film.
Who wants to take that one? Anybody? You got it? All right.
Matt, I think it's hard to, coming from afar, you can always just have this kind of idea of what this world is like and stay very removed from it. And what you forget about some of these places is just the amount of humanity that exists within it and the incredible heart. And I think that's just kind of where we're at, where we just kind of tend to put things a little bit more in a generalized place and not really go a little bit deeper and investigate a little more. Take the time to listen, as they did, as Carter did with the book itself. He's just taking that time to kind of, stay awake and look into places like this and look into the heart, and you start understanding the situation a lot more and finding yourself way more empathetic than you do when you start.
I do want to add one thing to that, which is that I think that the trust and the openness, as I mentioned, that we were met with, and the people that we encountered were just among the most vibrant and inspiring and creative that I've ever met anywhere. And as Robert kind of hinted at, they also know had a really good time. So if you guys are looking for fun after this, follow these people around, because they're the ones who are going to be getting in the best trouble and leaving you all the best fun.
So I was wondering if each of the people standing up here could say a word or two about their experience of what that was like for them to go through this and to have this beautiful experience and sharing it.
I mean, it's rare to work on this.
Go ahead.
It's rare to work on a story that has so much like earnest heart to it, and everyone is good and bad, and I know it's beautiful. Like I got to like work every day with like different each one of you guys, and I like have like I don't know. Everyone had so much heart, and it was very beautiful for me, and yeah, I don't know. I don't like to talk.
I agree with what Phil said, and would maybe add, no. Yeah, it was great. It was just good people, and everybody just giving all hell, and that was great. And everybody was great, and Braden is a nurturing dude, and Stacy.
Well, I come from Paris, so this was a part of America I really wasn't familiar with, and it was a real immersion. And what was so wonderful about how Braden works is that not only were we part of a community, but we became a community altogether, and that's something that can be quite rare in filmmaking. So to be able to create something so special and to delve into lives that are totally different from mine, but are also very familiar in a specific human way, was quite beautiful and great. It's getting very sloppy.
Yeah, I think that's a great comment, actually. It says so much about what Braden and everybody else did, because by being so specific and so authentic to that very specific place and people, we all are able to find our own truth in it. And the country song comment I loved also. In fact, I almost felt like I was on drugs when I was watching this. I had a really nice trip through this. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, I'm in this movie. So thank you, Braden. Excellent.
Well, yeah, I mean, from the first time I read the script, which just came back like a year and a half later, it was, I'm obviously an asshole, but, finding this person who, I end up teaming back up with Phil. I'm just trying to survive, and it was a task to kind of find some place in this guy that was not like the cop who pulled me over in the neighboring town and gave me a breathalyzer and strip searched me. I tried to find something other than that, but it really was. And the people that we got to meet there were so beautiful and really just brought us in from the beginning. And that bar, we did a lot of real drinking at that bar, and they took us around, driving through the hills of beautiful Kentucky, and it was wonderful. I love all these people.
I've just been looking for a job where I could wear short. And a wig, yeah, this movie's been special to me for a long, long time, and I think a lot of what I find interesting about what Elizabeth wrote and what Carter wrote before that is how sort of, and Braden and I have talked about this a lot, of how our external environment in some way is reflective of what's going on inside. And I thought, could there be a better landscape than that land to tell a story about, the richness of and the complicated nature of people's lives. And it was just a joy. This is the first time I've seen it, so it's overwhelming how beautiful it is and how all of these people brought their own personality to it, but then hopped on the same journey as everybody else. And that goes for all of the crew who's here too, and everyone from Harlem. Like, we all did this together, and what a remarkable platform to share it. And so thanks for coming.
Because he loved me. And Michael never wanted to come until he was in the film, but he was able to sit here tonight and watch the movie with his dad. I want to thank you all for being a part of that moment. And thank you all for being part of our moment tonight. It's really, really special. Thanks.
Derrick from MyOnCinema.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.